Many groups of people who do not conform to our perceived norm end up being seen differently, and due to people not understanding these differences, society has attached stereotypes and stigmas to them. A stereotype is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. A stigma is a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. One group of people with many such stereotypes and stigmas surrounding them is people with post-traumatic stress disorder, abbreviated as Ptsd. There are many stereotypes surrounding them, but here I will cover some of the main ones. Myth number 1. Only soldiers get PTSD, and from war with PTSD is presented. This has made many people think that PTSD is something that only soldiers can develop. This is not the case. While a shocking event like being involved in combat and the horrors of war can certainly cause one to develop PTSD, it is not the only cause. The most common causes are childhood physical abuse, sexual violence, physical assault, being threatened with a weapon, an accident, or experiencing a natural disaster. Many other traumatic events can also lead to PTSD, such as fire, mugging, robbery, plane crash, torture, kidnapping, a life-threatening medical diagnosis, terrorist attack, and other extreme or life-threatening events. Any one of these can cause one to develop PTSD, even if it is years later sometimes. Myth number 2. People who have PTSD should just move on. Although most people who go through a traumatic event might experience acute stress, among other things, in the months afterwards, they will eventually recover and go on with their lives. For someone with PTSD, it's different. The stress experienced by the body can cause changes in the brain which result in PTSD. Due to the changes in the body, one can't simply move on. PTSD can be a lifelong condition and there is no known cure. Myth number 3. PTSD is developed immediately after the traumatic event. Those who experience a traumatic event don't always develop PTSD, and even those who do don't always develop it immediately after the event. Some people develop it months and even years later. For those who develop it, they don't always experience it for their entire lives. Some experience it on and off throughout their lives. Myth number 4. People with PTSD are violent and dangerous. In media, people with PTSD are typically displayed as having sudden, violent outbursts, but in reality, most people who suffer from PTSD do not have these outbursts. Usually these outbursts are a result of some other disorder. The usual symptoms of PTSD are intrusive thoughts, nightmares, trouble concentrating, avoiding thoughts, feelings, locations, and people associated with the traumatic event, flashbacks or the sensation that the event is happening again, hypervigilance, irritability, insomnia, feelings of guilt, inability to enjoy old hobbies, isolating oneself, low mood, and changes in physical and emotional reactions. Sometimes people with PTSD don't even notice that they have it and live their lives normally. Even those who know they have it live their lives normally. Throughout your life, you've probably met someone with PTSD and never noticed. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching.